97.5, the Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good afternoon, Philadelphia sports fans. Good afternoon. Great afternoon. One of the best afternoons in years. Here, best show ever on 97.5, the Fanatic NBC Sports Philadelphia. 610-632-0975 is the number to participate. Let's get right to the opening statements. And we start with the word of the day. The word of the day is weekend, because, boy, do I hope you had a good weekend if you're a Philadelphia sports fan. I know you did. And for everybody else that might be watching and listening who aren't a Philadelphia sports fan, I hope you suffered this weekend. I do. I don't feel bad for you, not one bit. Not one bit. I don't feel bad for you. What the Eagles did on Saturday, we're going to talk about the Sixers briefly later on. But what the Eagles did against the Giants, wow. 38-7. We're going to play some highlights from the show, from the game throughout the show. Let me tell you something. Now, this is not an I told you so situation, because I'm not doing the I told you show. I'm not doing that. But we tried to tell everybody one thing. Forget the Giants for a moment. We said that this team was the real deal, talking about the Eagles. We have to start recognizing when our team is good, and this team is so good. You saw it all around the nation. There were people who had tried to talk themselves into believing that the Giants were as good as the Eagles. There were people, national pundits that don't know better, who tried to suggest that Daniel Jones was better than Jalen Hurts. There were people out there who really tried to say that the offensive line of the Giants could hold its own against the Eagles' defensive line, and that, oh, man, those fearsome defensive tackles, however will the Eagles run the ball on them? They did everything and anything they wanted. Lane Johnson was able to play the whole game. He came out when they took the starters out. Yes, they were able to take the starters out. This was a prototypical, just a beating this past weekend. And I'm telling you, it feels so good going forward to the NFC Championship game. I'm as happy as maybe I've ever been. This is the best sports weekend in 5 years. The last time things were this good was the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl 5 years ago. And to win 38-7 again, 5 years to the day after beating the Vikings 38-7. Man, this is incredible, people. This is incredible. So we're going to celebrate today. We're going to talk to E.J. Smith at 4 o'clock from the Inquirer. Jeff Mosher will be in studio later on. But what I want everybody to do is stick your chest out, shoulders back, stand tall. You have an excellent football team. Oh, I've been a fan long enough to know I should be scared. No, we're entering this next phase with no fear. This team is good. I'm not a mind reader. I can't see the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I can tell you this. I know my football team is excellent, and I trust my eyes. My quarterback is 15-1 now. My quarterback is 15-1 this year. The dude never loses. Did you see that offensive line? Did you see the offensive weapons? Did you see the run game? The game got so out of hand that Gainwell got the bulk of the carries. That wasn't in the game plan. Everything's going the way they want. Did you see the downfield blocking? Did you see when Josh Sweat, I know Reddick was wrecking the game, but did you see on the other side Josh Sweat putting an all-pro left tackle into the lap of Daniel Jones? This team checks every single box. We got to start having confidence in us and not worry about anybody else. When a team's this good, there should be no fear. It should just be fun. It should just be feeling great. No more of that Philadelphia stuff. No more of that I've been around long enough. You have not seen a team this good. This is the best Eagles team in Philadelphia sports history. Not just best Eagles team. This is the best team. They have no weaknesses. This team is without weakness. Gannon did a great job. Sirianni did a great job. Steichen did a great job. Even special teams. This is the time for us to celebrate what we have, because it's only going to get better from here. And all you Cowboys fans out there, I'd love to hear from you today. Giants fans, Some of you, a couple of them from Princeton last week. Oh, Daniel Jones is hot. James are hot. I would love to hear from you today because if I hear from you when things are going good, I should definitely hear from you when things aren't going so good. This weekend was magical, Hunter Brody. It was magical.
Incredible. This is what we were telling everybody last week. The Eagles are good in every single area. I should say better than the Giants in every single area. And it showed. It got so bad that I watched Josh Jobe throw a hit stick when the game was in the fourth quarter. Exactly. Josh Jobe was out there throwing the hit stick. It was insane. And the attention to detail, we already knew that the players were better. Starter versus starter, Eagles significantly better. But then you just saw the attention to detail. A.J. Brown blocking, Dallas Goedert blocking, Isaac Seumalo dragging Kenneth Gainwell an extra yard to get over the line of scrimmage, over the first down marker, because everyone was just doing everything and then some. It was such a beautiful watch. To start the game, Jalen Hurts is hitting Devontae Smith in stride. You knew in that moment, all right, Jalen Hurts is back, and this thing is going to be outstanding. Some big third down throws. You're in the end zone. It's 14-0. Brian Dable was so desperate that there was a time where on fourth down early, he knew he had to try and go for it, but it made no sense because at the end of the game, he's down big and he's punting because he basically was waving the white flag. That's how bad and embarrassing it got. That now you have Giants fan wondering, what do we do next? What do we do with Jones? This was such a good season. Was it a good season? I don't know because we got embarrassed. Sure, we won a game. They don't even know where they're at. And it all happened because of what Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, Steichen, and Gannon were able to do. It was magnificent. And guess what? They're going to do it again on Sunday. We got all week to talk about it. They're going to do it again on Sunday.
Yeah, the best team in football plays right here. There is no doubt about this. I think we were on this bandwagon pretty early in the season that they were one of the top two, maybe top three teams in the league. I look at them right now, and everything they do very well. And they do it differently every game. I mean, obviously, you look at Hurts' numbers. They don't look great, but he did exactly what he needed to do. 268 freaking yards rushing. Are you kidding me? I mean, this team could do it all, and they could do it they could hurt you in different ways. I think that's what impresses me the most. One guy who hasn't even been brought up, Haason Reddick. This guy he is the modern-day Lawrence Taylor. I mean, this guy is in the backfield every single play, disrupting what the opposing offense wants to do. Daniel Jones, deer in headlights. Can I say that? Because that's the way I felt watching him. And I've thought this throughout the season. You watch him play, when it's a subpar defense, he could have a pretty good game. When you put some pressure on that guy, everything seems to fall apart. So the Giants fans should have an issue with what's going on at quarterback. And the Eagles fans, both their offensive and defensive lines, best in football. And to me, that is everything. It seems like this is really coming to the forefront this year. Maybe it's because the Eagles have both sides and they're all very good. But to put pressure on a quarterback on a constant basis is not easy in the NFL. The Eagles do it every single series. There's no letdown for this team. That's what you should love about this team, is that they are all out there for one goal. And it's not personal goals. There are no personal goals on this team. Just think about what was being said after the game. Be ready. You know what? Look yourself in the mirror. We have two more possible games left. Let's do everything we can to win those games. But first and foremost, the guy I have to give the most credit to is Nick Sirianni. There's no doubt about it. He brought his team in ready to play, prepared to play, went right with his game plan, and it was rushing, but it was a hell of a game plan.
They were able to do so much and get up so easily, and the Giants deferring ended up being their undoing possibly. That three, and the Eagles go right down the field. Touchdown, then they get it back. They don't deliver. Now it's 14, 21, 28, 28-0. The game was so over that
can I ask you guys a question? Did you feel like you were watching a scrimmage?
Yeah, it felt scrimmage-like.
I felt that okay, Eagles offense, get out there, run some plays, see what happens. And they were just going through, hot knife through butter through the Giants.
Well, the 21-0 touchdown, they threw the football once to Dallas Goedert. Everything else was just nice plays with running the football. They just ran, one throw, and now it's 21-0, and the Giants have no business being in the game.
It's incredible. It's just incredible. And today we're going to get to San Francisco as the week goes on. Today, we're celebrating what went on because we're going to appreciate every moment. We've been talking about this as a theme on the show. Just like with all the seasons. When baseball comes, we're going to pay attention to April, May. We're not just going to try to fast forward to the World Series. Obviously, with the Sixers, you can't fast forward to the third round. We're better trying to enjoy that. 5-0 on the West Coast. And now, of course, the Eagles. Every single step is so important in this whole story. We're not fast forward anything, but I will say this. I'm going to say it again throughout the show. I'm going to say it many times. This is a damn good football team. You are not brave. You are not smarter than anybody. You're not better than anybody by being scared or not being all in or, oh, well, we were right to have. No, you weren't. You were wrong to be nervous. You were wrong to be nervous. You want to know why? Because this team's good. One day, and this is where the underdog stuff's got to stop. This team's too good. They're not going to be underdogs the rest of the season. That's over. They're not going to be underdogs. They're favored on Sunday. They're going to be favored in the Super Bowl. This it's over. There will be no more underdog stuff. We got to get used to being the favorites because we have the best team and a quarterback that's Superman. They're going to be good, not just this year and may get it done. They're going to be good for a while. And we're going to have to get used to the actual new normal around here where things are good. And we got to learn how to enjoy it because I refuse to waste my time being worried about what if this happens when my football team presents dominance each and every week. And last thing, just to repeat again, Jalen Hurts is now 15-1 as a starter this year. 15-1 as a starter this year. 610-632-0975. We'll be back here on 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia. Jen Scordo under the weather today. She's going to be out for a couple of days. So with the Twitter poll today, Connor Thomas. What's up, Connor?
Hey, guys. Our Twitter poll of the day. Have you seen enough to be completely confident in the Eagles? Two options. Yes, they're the best. No, still stuff to prove. Quick early votes coming in, and we've got a huge lead, 80% saying yes, they're the best. So a lot of people feeling that bravado you wanted them to feel, Ty.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Now, Connor, you're working on the John Kincaid show right now. You work all over, jack of all trades.
I'm a busy man.
Post-game show after Eagles games here on 97.5 The Fanatic and all that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying, how there was a certain percentage of fans that was trying to build in caveats, like what if they lose? When if you look at this football team, why are we even thinking like that when they're playing the stinking Giants?
Yeah, there's always going to be that small minority of the fan base that as a defense mechanism wants to say, oh, I'm not going to get too excited. I'm going to let it happen because people are afraid to be wrong. But when you have a team like this, you can believe in them. Right. This is a tangible thing. They're a great football team, the best in the NFL for my money. It's okay to let yourself believe in them and root for them and stick your chest out like you were talking about.
Look at this quarterback. Yesterday, Kyle Shanahan was afraid to ask Purdy to do certain things. There's not one part of Jalen Hurts' game that I'm afraid for him to do. He does it all and excels at it all. Last year, question marks. Todd Bowles exposed him. This year, your quarterback is playing like the best quarterback we've ever seen. Right. It's amazing.
It's all about wanting to be the best. I really believe that. In Jalen Hurts' case, that's what he's looking for. He wants to be the best to play the game. And you see him. He makes adjustments. Every single week he's making some kind of adjustments. He's never satisfied with where he is. That makes you great. What did Sirianni said? It's like having Michael Jordan on your team. I want you to think about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about that a long time because that's one of the all-time greats in sports, and the head coach is saying that, hey, this guy's a leader just like that.
And that's know impressive. That he doesn't say anything outrageous.
No, he definitely does.
It must be true.
Well,
I'm just saying, Nick Sirianni has never said anything
that guy, he keeps it real calm. It's just, and we're going to celebrate today. It's just I am confused. I was confused by it. I was puzzled by it. Like Tiki Barber up in New York. I know he's up there, but he went on like a 14-minute rant about how Daniel Jones was better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like, Tiki, you played the game. Like, I know, like, that you have to, like, pick them, but if you had picked them, like, by 3, okay, fine. Significantly better? Like, it's just, this team's excellent. Excellent. We have to start recognizing excellence. Like, most people, when you have your parents growing up. If you're not missing meals, right, you probably got to give the parents, like, the benefit of the doubt that at dinner time, something's going to be ready for you to eat. Now, if you're missing meals, then you question mom and dad. If you're not missing meals, you probably go, all right, you just don't even think about it. As a kid, you don't know that they go to work to make money, to buy food. And cook. You don't know that. All you know as a kid is the food's always there.
Yeah.
The Eagles never miss a meal. These dudes deliver every damn time. Every damn time we ask for them to deliver, they deliver. So it's just there should be a comfort level there that this team never lets us down. This is unlike anything we've seen in this city in a very long time. You got to go back to the 70s with the Flyers when there was a team like this. You got to go back to 83 with the Sixers. This is a better team than the one the Eagles won.
Everybody's waiting for the sky to fall. You know this.
Yeah, well, you can't.
You can't. You got the best team in football.
This is better than the 08 Phillies team. This is bad. This is a glorious team. So we should just be happy about it. There's no downside. People get mad at me. And also, the watch party I ran, and we're going to the phones right now, there was a guy who decided to talk to me in the fourth quarter of the game when the Eagles were up 31-7 at the time.
About how good they are.
About Doc Rivers.
What?
Mm-hmm. And he went on for a while, upset about Doc Rivers. I said, well, what has he done recently? This is to give you an idea of the mentality that we're fighting against. Because we want us all, even if it's 1%, we want 100% of people rowing the boat in the same direction. Let's put the oars in the water. Let's go. He went back to the Hawks series. I thought he was going to talk about last year's playoffs.
2 years
He
ago.
went to the Hawks. I said, when Ben Simmons didn't score in 4 straight fourth quarters and didn't take a shot in 4 straight fourth quarters, yeah, but Doc Rivers should have pulled him. I was like, well, for who? And I was like, you know what? And at one point, I had to say, you know what? I can't continue this conversation. I just turn my back and get back to the game. We got to get rid of that. All to the good this week. All to the good this week. Let's go to the phones. Jose in Gilbertsville, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Jose.
What's going on, Tyrone? What's going on, guys? What a glorious weekend I had watching our glorious football team dominate and kick butt. It was just beauty on the field to see how they dominated the game on all aspects. It was gorgeous. And
You're
the other
right.
thing, the other thing I want to praise my team about is they dominated from start to finish. They put their foot on the throat, and they didn't let off until the game was over. And when I have no concerns when Mr. Brock Purdy comes into our stadium on Sunday, when he runs out of the stadium, the crowd is going to just overwhelm him. He's going to poop his pants and realize, what did I just get myself into coming to Lincoln Financial Field and going to be dominated by our glorious football team, guys. I'm loving it. I'm pumped up. I wish it was game day right now.
He just defined a championship team, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, every single facet of the game, this team is doing what we wanted to do. Thanks, Jose. This is what I've been trying to tell everybody. This is what feels good. And no, this isn't about I told you so, by the way. You know what this is about? I want us all to be able to recognize when things are good because we're very good at recognizing when things aren't good. And things are better than good right now. Even the Flyers got the split this weekend on a back-to-back. That's usually what you expect on a back-to-back is you just get the split. They got the split there. The Phillies are awesome. The Sixers never lose anymore. The Eagles never lose. This is fantastic.
You're missing one. Come on.
We're talking about the Phillies?
No.
Or the Union?
The Wings.
Temple.
Oh,
yeah,
Temple Hoops.
Yeah, Temple
Yeah,
Hoops.
Houston who?
They go beat Houston, who are ranked number 1. Aaron McKee with his biggest win of his career so far. Things are so good right now that it's not about, it's about when things are good, we have to be as good at celebrating as we are as complaining because we're experts at complaining.
You want a good stat right here?
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus. All right, take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson played 26 snaps in pass pro and didn't give up a single pressure.
Guy looked, did you see how he was running in between plays? He's jogging down the field. He's picking people up after the last touchdown.
Nobody, were you? I was a little alarmed early. I think it was the first series where it looked like,
holding himself,
uh-oh.
yeah.
Yeah, he's feeling himself a little, rubbing his lower
I
stomach.
think he just had to get warmed up.
Yeah, he got warmed up and he was all set.
That's what it seemed like in hindsight. Like at the time, I had that same concern. Also, there were people worried about A.J. Brown with a hamstring. It's not a hamstring. It was a hip. And it was one of those things where it's not soft tissue. So apparently he's going to be just fine. It was just, it was football. He landed on the hip. And that was the extent of it. He'll be ready to go as well. No soft tissue injury there, so that'll be good. And I'm glad that leaked out because Sirianni's not going to tell us later on.
No.
He's not going to tell us because, You know why?
Might hear what he's having for dinner tonight.
Right.
How about the look to the camera? This dude is something else, man.
And then when he's saying he knows what he's doing, but he dropped in the curse words earlier. Wow. All right, 610-632-0975. We'll get to the phones leading up to Sirianni's press conference at 2:45 here on 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
The best show ever.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia. Best show ever, 610-632-0975. Word of the day weekend. What a weekend it was in Philadelphia sports. Football Monday on The Fanatic is presented by Pierce Phelps. Whatever it takes, go to nopaybryant.com. Let's just get back to the phones. We lead up to the Nick Sirianni press conference. We'll see if he has anything interesting to say. Stephen Wilkes-Barre, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Steve.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I was going to ask you how you all doing, but come on, you can't be doing bad on a day like today.
Nope.
Hey, Liz, I'm going to talk about Jalen Hurts. Why? I'll give you 3 reasons why this guy is the MVP, but probably if you will allow me 12 seconds of my allotted time, I just want to take a minute and thank the Dallas Cowboys for participating in this year's NFL playoffs. And, y'all still suck, but y'all still got 95 to look back on, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's tough for Dak. I mean, he's out there throwing interceptions. And then when he could have erased everything bad that happened, right? You get the 3 minutes, you got some timeouts, you got a 2-minute warning. Go down and make something happen. The first throw was in Greenlaw's chest. The second throw missed Gallup, which could have been a big play to flip the field. And then he took a sack on third down. That was so brutal, so brutal.
I like to know what the last play call in the game, what was that supposed to be?
Yeah, Zeke got creamed.
He's trying to get a man killed. He tried, and I don't even like him, but I felt like they were trying to get him killed.
Hey, Jalen Hurts, this is why, if he's not MVP, there shouldn't be MVP. Here's 3 reasons real quick why. First of all, look what he does to the running game, which is why on Friday I told you they rushed for 200 yards, 131-13, cha-ching. Their running game is amazing when he's in there, first of all. Second, he's 15-1. You see what happened when he wasn't in the lineup. Third of all, look at the division. He's in the NFC East, which is the best division in football, period.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes is playing in the West, which basically is a joke. This guy is the most valuable player on any team, if that's what that award stands for. This guy easily should win this award this year.
Well, thanks for the call, Steve. He's not going to win it, though.
No,
Mahomes is going to win it.
Look, if we have a quarterback that's in the debate with Pat Mahomes for MVP consistently, that's all I care about. I'm just saying, legitimately, if every year we could talk about Mahomes and Hurts and MVP, this and that, then my eyes on the prize are going to win that trophy, which means you're in a good position to do it.
And I think those two games are probably going to hurt him in the long run. I mean,
definitely.
Think about the other numbers he could have put up with
He was
2
the
games.
favorite till he missed those games. So, then Mahomes goes over 5,000 yards. It's the reason he's not going to win it.
It's fine, though. I think the last time an MVP won the Super Bowl was 99 with Kurt Warner. So I'd rather have the Super Bowl. Not that actually plays in.
I think you could do both.
Yeah, you can. But I'm just saying, hey, if you believe in that curse, good thing for the Birds.
Yeah, well, what about the Giants have never lost to the 1 seed before?
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Meanwhile, they just
That may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because if you think about how many years is that spread out over?
Right, all these different players. It wasn't these players. Even Eli. Eli would have done a much better job than Daniel Jones out there because Eli wasn't afraid. Daniel Jones was scared to death after that first drive. He's out there running around. And then how it's cute where all of a sudden they start running the ball down 28-0.
6-minute drive to go get 7 points.
Down all those points. What are you doing? I think at some point they just didn't want it to make – they wanted to make the game look less embarrassing.
They punted on 4th and 6 down 28-7. 28-7.
Yeah, that's not too brilliant.
It's waving the white flag.
Yeah, they what they were trying to do at that point was limit the damage. And then the Eagles still got 10 points they weren't even looking for. They didn't need to score. They were at that point they got into chill mode. Like, let's not have any injuries. Let's not turn the ball over. They went into chill mode, still got another 10 points.
I don't know. You look at the smarts this team has, and it's just, I mean, these guys are so smart. They know how to play the game. They know the situations. You could go as far as looking at the Dallas game yesterday, late in the game. I mean, Schultz doesn't get his feet down. You have to know the situation of what's going on in the game. I think the Eagles are very aware every single time they step on that field, every single time they have the football, they know exactly what's going on in the game. I think you look at some other teams, I think they're just really confused.
Yeah, and there's someone to give a lot of credit to.
Howie is some genius. Yeah, even
Howie is some genius.
Even you could hear in the connotation that you were giving dubious credit to him. You can tell. Connor, could you tell that wasn't the whole sentence?
Yeah, there was a little bit cut off of there.
Hold on. Let me hear it one more time.
Howie is some genius.
Yeah, you can hear.
It's almost like a question mark.
Yeah, see, it's not going to do what you needed to do.
I'll find another one.
It's
He
not gonna
can
do it.
tell. You could tell that Tyrone was talking to you about it.
Right.
That's not true.
That's all. See, that was the whole thing.
It almost worked. Almost.
Almost. You almost had it.
All right, well, I'm one step closer.
You're a step closer. Okay? If he wins another Super Bowl, then he's absolutely a genius. If he wins another Super Bowl.
You got enough there to cut that together with the last cut. We're good. We'll
yeah,
get
Now, look
going
at you
on
guys
it.
got it. Look at
Yeah.
all the editing you're going to have to do.
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Hey,
Right, but
we
the
only hear the
cadence-
finished product.
The cadence is going to be different because it's going to be calm and excited. It's not going to do what you want it to do.
Nah, we'll
Why
deep
not-
fake it. We'll
why
deep
not
fake it.
just wait a few weeks and then I will call him a genius if they win the Super Bowl?
Well, we'll get that one too. Actually, what I'm thinking is I want a whole screen.
That doesn't matter.
That's
apparently.
just dedicated to this phrase in multiple different Tyrone tones. So whatever one I'm feeling, I'll play.
You've got one in 6 months.
No, there's another one that I didn't snag because I didn't have anything set up yet. So it happens more than you think. And now my brain's wired for it.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
Nick Sirianni coming up in a few minutes, hopefully. He was in his bag. Did you see the chain?
Yeah. In the locker
In the
room
locker room
afterwards?
with the chain?
He was, man. You don't see many head coaches celebrating from the beginning. He knew he had that game in the bag from the first drive on. I mean, how good does that feel as a head coach?
I think he took it as disrespect that all the talk was about Daboll. Like, I know these guys act like they don't have egos. All these guys,
they have
Ricky, you can't be at the top level without ego. You need ego to
You got to
fuel
think
to
you're
be.
the best.
You
Yeah.
have to think that. And every time he turns his TV on, people talking about how great a coach Daboll is. He goes, he's probably thinking, I'm way better than this guy. Like, in his mind, he's thinking, he's good. They were 3-6-1 down the stretch. Did you not see what the Eagles did to that same Minnesota team? Yet people would chatter. I guarantee he took it personally. And he acted like it.
We heard it all week long, though. 3 times. It's tough to beat the Oh, yeah? Well, the last week didn't count. So the first
It's now
time they played.
19-8. now.
Right. Yeah, it's now over 70% of the time you do win the third time now.
But both the times that it was actually a game, the last game didn't count. It was 48-22, and then it was 38-7. It was a beatdown both times.
Yeah, the Giants they just weren't that good. I think we had a good read on them. A lot of the people around here got a little nervous at times last week, but I think they the fans started coming around Thursday.